Happy lunch hour, guys. All right, technology. Technology's made our lives different. I'd say better in some cases, in others not, okay? You go back, you could say robotics were great, technology, till you looked at all the guys who were on the assembly lines and the automakers who lost their jobs, okay? You could talk about those of you guys that are my age, buying LPs, vinyl. And then it was 8-tracks and cassette tapes and, oh my God, CDs came out, and then, MP3 players, and now you just store everything on your phone. Oh, your phone. We used to be attached to the wall by a cord. And then there were cordless phones that you pulled out the antenna and you walk around the house with. Now, hell, you go anywhere you want. You talk about the internet. It's like, oh my God, is how this has changed life. I'll agree. I'd have never met Mrs. P if it wasn't for the internet. Yeah. We don't have to buy stamps anymore because you can pay bills online. You don't have to write checks. You don't have to pay for checks. I mean, there's a lot of good things. Then, of course, you throw social media in there and say there's a lot of bad that comes with all of this, too. But the big one that our community talks about is the digital economy. And many channels, including mine, have talked about this for a few years now. About, oh my God, is the world just going to go digital and cash isn't going to exist? And we see it. Believe it or not, we are pretty much a digital economy already. Yeah, sure, you carry some cash, but you got your debit card because, hey, it's convenient just to go to this machine that's stuck in the side of the wall somewhere and I can get some cash. Don't have to deal with the teller, right? You don't have to go to the bank anymore. I mean, for a lot of you, honestly, when's the last time you walked into a bank branch? I'm not talking about going through the drive-thru, at least that's still people, but walked inside the bank. For a lot of people, you're going, how many years has it been? The digital economy gets a little interesting because as technology improves, more and more things become self-service. Let's put it this way. For how many years now have the grocery stores been getting rid of cashiers because they don't have to pay anybody? You'll scan your groceries all by yourself. You'll bag your groceries all by yourself. And then you just pay with the credit card and out the door you go. Well, they're saving money. That's less employees they have to hire. And then you take it a step further and you look at Sam's Club. Now, some of you guys shop at Sam's Club, the warehouse stores. And what they're doing now is completely digital. I think, Trader Joe's tried this. There's a couple other stores that have done it, but they're on a smaller scale. But Sam's Club is a big one. And last October in Grapevine, Texas, is where they rolled this out. The store got destroyed by a tornado. They rebuilt the store and decided to make it basically a completely AI store. Now, AI is a lot more than creating funny memes or, making yourself look like a superhero. Businesses are using this for streamlining and cutting costs. Sam's Club down in Grapevine last October initiated this store where basically you go through the store, you take your 128 pack or whatever it is, thing of toilet paper, you scan it with your phone, you put it in your cart, and you walk right out the door. No need to stop at a cashier. I will tell you this, in that respect, I don't shop at Sam's Club, but you guys remember the hurricane relief thing we did, and we were in Sam's Club when we all met down in East Knoxville that one day. And if I would have had to stand in line, I'd have probably been there for a couple hours because the line was easily 50 people long and they had 4 registers open. And of course, when you're going into Sam's Club, it's not just to pick up a gallon of milk, you're buying a boatload of stuff. But so now Sam's Club has made it easy. In Grapevine, you just get your stuff, you scan it with your phone, you put it in your cart, and you walk out the door. A checker at the door says, okay, let me just make sure that the AI scans your cart, and she looks at your phone and goes, you're good to go. Though I did get a funny email from one of you guys the other day about the person at the door, as they had tried to buy a case of beer, or 12-pack, whatever it was, didn't say how much. And so they went to the door at the checkout, and the checker girl stopped them and said, I need to see some ID. Of course, guy said he looks like me, long 6-inch gray beard. Shows the ID, and the checker person couldn't do the math to make sure they were over 21. Now, I'll give you this. This is pretty stupid, and this will make you feel old. People that were born in 2004 can buy alcohol. So if it's got a 19 in front of it, they're good, okay? You got to do the math for 4 years. Not that hard, but that was their story. But this is where we're going, that everything is automated. Think about pumping your gas. Used to be, 50 years ago, there was a guy in a white outfit with a little hat, came, pumped your gas, washed your window, checked your oil. We got away from that, and then it was pump your gas, go inside, stand in line, and pay. Now we got away from that. Now it's slip your credit card, your debit card into the machine, pump your gas. You don't have to have social interaction with anybody, and poof, you're on the road. No question, I've been pumping gas that way for as long as I can remember at this point. But how do we deal with this? As we've said in our community many times, all it takes is the power to go out. You don't have to have a tornado hit the store to put you out of business. Let the power go out for a day, 2, 3, 5. You have no way of checking out people at the store. You have no way of pumping gas because we've completely got away from the individual interaction. We talk about Zoomers and stuff like that who have no social skills whatsoever because all they do is this to any conversation. Can't tell you how many times as a recruiter I'd call somebody on the phone to talk about a job and they're like, can you email it to me? I'm like, no, I'm going to talk to you. This is going to cause a major shift in our way of life. People don't interact with each other anymore. They don't date. We've seen all those stories because the males of the species, the ones that actually have an X and a Y chromosome, don't know how to go up and ask a girl to dance or ask a girl to go on a date. They're afraid to do it. Not that I'm saying there's a lot of good reasons for it because you got so many psychos out there who, he touched me, that was sexual assault. Okay, we get those problems. But I'm talking more the AI stuff. Technology is great until it affects you negatively. And that's what we all have to prepare for. To get off the screens, to not be digital anything. Sorry, I'm not putting a Neuralink chip in my head. Okay, you can do whatever you want, Elon Musk, but I ain't going to be a guinea pig. But no matter what we do, you need to have using these as the tools, not ones and zeros. We've become completely dependent as a world, okay, as society. We've become completely dependent on technology. Technology does everything for you. You don't have to make change. The cash register does it. You don't have to balance your checkbook. You can just go online and look at your bank statement every day and make sure there's enough money in there to do whatever you did, okay? You don't have to know how to sign your name on a check because, hell, they don't teach you how to write in cursive anymore anyway. X. I mean, that's where we're getting to. But what happens when that all goes away? With no more than the flick of a switch. A cyber attack on the grid, a hurricane, a tornado, a wildfire, an EMP. There's countless ways that the power can go out. Tree falls over the power lines. You're walking through Sam's Club. You've been there for an hour and a half. You've got 3 carts worth of stuff, and the power goes out. I'm sorry, sir. We have no way to check you out. You'll just have to come back. You try to do business with the company. I had this happen yesterday. I'm sorry, our computer systems are down right now. You'll have to call us back when our computers are up, because we can't do it manually. There's going to be a whole lot of people who can't do anything manually, that are going to be in a world of hurt for something little, like the power went out. Digital economy, sure. And I've said many times, it'll happen. It's never going to replace the physical. They can say whatever they want. We've said many times that the digital economy is, sorry, sir, you've bought 4 apples this month already. You can't put any more on your AI-inspired scanner app. Great, I'm going to pick up 2 apples. Here's a dollar bill. Take it, okay? That's the only way to go. We, those of us out there who are smart, realize a lot of the old ways are the better ways. I don't need any more tracking of what I do. I mean, you got your little grocery store card, they track everything you buy. Okay, that's why I say many times, you get your grocery store card so you get the discounts. Yeah, do not fill out the application. Great, you don't get the coupons in the mail. I don't care. But now you're just a number, and they can't track it to you. Anything you buy on your credit card is tracked to you. You go buy a gun, it's tracked to you. God knows we've heard all those stories. We're all tracked enough. You walk around every day with a GPS tracker in your pocket, your phone. Turn off Google Maps, it still tracks you. Okay. You need to learn how to do the stuff without technology. Because one day when the technology doesn't work, it puts you out of business. It prohibits you from conducting business, depending on which side of the fence you're on. You can't get anything done. I mean, and it gets bad. I told you guys the story of a few months ago or whatever it is, that I can't replace the battery in my truck, because if I did it myself without plugging in some sort of computer to my truck, it would basically wipe out the entire brain of the truck, and then I'd have to go get the whole computer reset in the truck. That's how reliant we are on technology, and how fragile this world is. That all it takes is somebody to pull the plug, and we lose everything. People laugh at us for prepping. It's going to be really funny when they're running around like their hair's on fire because, oh my God, I can't buy food. Oh my God, my phone doesn't work. What am I going to do? You should have listened. Pinball out.